everyone. I'm Shane Shatters, and welcome to the return of Shane Shatters Presents Classic Indies. Some of the great independent wrestling matches from the East Coast, the Midwest, the South, and in some cases all over the world. Thank you so much for your interest in our show. We love to get together. We love to bring you these old matches. Right now, we're going to pitch. We're going to the island of Saipan, ladies and gentlemen, during one of the great big Tricky Dick Kirchhoff tours. Tricky Dick just passed away last month. God love you, Trick. You were a major part of my life in getting me involved in the professional wrestling business, and we're going to go to one of your proudest moments, the tours of Guam and Saipan. And we are, it's a hot one outside, ladies and gentlemen. And who has walked to the ring? Well, that's Ravishing Rick Rude, ladies and gentlemen. I think Rick Rude is protesting his involvement. He says his bag hasn't showed up. He doesn't have his tights on. He doesn't have his boots on. He is, however, wearing his Zubaz pants, which were an all-time favorite during that era. We'd like to thank everybody who's watching. As you can see in the background, they've set up tarps and overhangs and so forth for the fans, but this is mainly just on the side of the mountains, which is very apropos for independent pro wrestling because have ring will travel. We can set up anywhere. We'd like to thank those of you who joined us at Riverbend Park on Memorial Weekend. Despite the rain out on Saturday, the rescheduled match drew in excess of 400 people. The Latin heartthrob Al Perez has been introduced as the opponent of Ravishing Rick Rude here on the island of Saipan on this, what I'm certain is a very hot and almost scorching day in the sun in the South Pacific Islands. We are just 4 days away from the day you're watching this from the great big event in Fort Ashby, West Virginia, as Championship Pro Wrestling invades the Mineral County Fair. The return of professional wrestling to the Western Maryland, Panhandle, West Virginia area. Professional wrestling returns Tuesday night, June the 22nd, with a 7 p.m. bell time at the fair. Attendance free with fair admission. We got the Rock and Roll Express on hand. We got the Patriot, King Kalua, El Conquistador, and many more. Uncle Bobby Ferguson from Talkin' Shop. I think Rick Rude's trying to bait Al Perez here. I don't know about you, Frost, but I think he's trying to lure him in with some trickery. These two are very similar type of individuals. Both of them, the tall, dark, and quote-unquote handsome types. And Rick Rude suckered him for sure. I think the major difference between the two was that Rick Rude was just a little smidge more charismatic than Al Perez. Al Perez did not have a significantly successful run in the World Wrestling Federation, even though I did see him at Emmitsburg Community College on a WWF show at the Mount St. Mary's, and on the undercard got beat by Coco Ware. I knew things weren't going good for Al. Rude is throwing him out to the floor here. Your referee is Dave the Wave. Oh, Rick Rude doing the hip gyrations he was so well known for. I'm kind of surprised it's taken us this long here on Shane Shatters Presents to bring you a Rick Rude match, because there was quite a few of them in the collection of my late friend Neil Superior, done from the tours of him and his dad, the now late Tricky Dick Kirchhoff. Rude with a forearm shiver. Perez doesn't seem to know where he is, and one right to the kidneys, and I got to tell you, that one hurts. That one hurts badly. These tours were pretty successful, pretty significant feather in the cap of the National Wrestling League, the Kirchhoff family operation in terms of pro wrestling. Irish whip here by the Ravishing One. Oh, big knee in the midsection. And down goes the man who was being dubbed on this tour as Hercules. Rude mounting the top, which doing it in high top sneakers maybe not a recommended idea. Here it comes. Oh, a big shot right to the head. And the cover. 1, 2. Oh, Rude a little too cocky on that one. And Al Perez kicked out. Perez firing in a comeback shot there, quickly cut off by Rude. Oh, double thrust to the throat. Rick Rude was always a very measured wrestler. He never tended to rush. He always wanted to take his time and set his things up properly for full effect. And another forearm into the corner. Dave the Wave should assert himself maybe a little bit more along the rope breaks here, but has not yet done so in this opening match on the island of Saipan and this hot summer day in 1991. That one to the breadbasket seemed to get the better of Rude. Perez may finally have an opening and an opportunity here. And a big knee. I'm not entirely sure that the fans, even though a strong attendance on hand, well, now finally some significant reaction at this point in the matchup. Is Rick Rude's ass out? Is that why? Oh, an atomic drop, and yes! I believe Rick Rude's ass is sticking out. And I think that's why the fans finally, several minutes into this action, have responded strongly. Oh, and a big slap to the ass. Oh, no thank you. Al Perez, a noted tough guy in his own right. These two, oh, big cutoff there by Ravishing. And more forearms. And now he's starting to fire him in a little tighter. Now he's angry. Now he's trying to really dig in. And a snapmare takeover. I just think he's embarrassed. And he just fell off the, ouch.
I think that ring's up on a platform.
It is. The ring is absolutely up on a platform. A precursor of things to come. Rick Rude's career ended after a flying splash from Sting in Japan landed his lower back on a platform. And you saw the awkwardness of his landing there. Al Perez what the hell just happened here? Al Perez just threw referee Dave the Wave McAllister to the floor. He is angry. Who is that? What is going on? Who's he chasing after here? We got some confusion going on in this matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, by ruling from a referee, both wrestlers have been disqualified. The match has been thrown out of control.
Both wrestlers have been disqualified? Rude left the ring. I'm kind of puzzled here. I'm absolutely puzzled here, but let's go ahead and cut it. So a double disqualification on the island of Saipan as Rick Rude takes on Al Perez without his wrestling attire. Apparently the airline lost it. Al Perez came in. These two had a little bit of a dukeroo, and then the match got thrown out. I would say Perez should have been disqualified for his manhandling of the referee, but the referee threw it both out. That's going to do it for this week. We're going to be back next week with another episode of Shade Shadows Presents. Thank you, everybody.